Hello anybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. I'm Mr. Devious, or just Deeb, and in the last episode we crossed the ocean and arrived in Joke's End, the crypt for cruddy jokes where we will be making our trade with Bowletta for the Beanstar. And right away I want to say, this place is really creepy. It kind of has a whole dissonant feel from the rest of the game, and I'll be getting into that in a little bit, but as we try to enter... Oh. Hold it, you two. This palace is our playground, understand? Do you two want to play here too? In that case, the least you could do is say hello to those of us who were here first. Hello. Me? I'm Jojora. I'm a buddy of the cousin of the descendant of the spirit who once guarded this place. Princess Peach? Bowletta? Man, I have no idea what you're talking about. Whatever. Look, if you want to go inside, then go right ahead. Be my guest. Go nuts. I don't know what kind of adventure you've been on to get here, but man, getting through here won't be nearly as easy what you're used to. No way. Well, that was awfully kind of rude. She's also the only character in this place. Joke's End is an abandoned crypt, and one that's very eerie. Just looking at the statues. Up until now, the entire game has been filled with, like, laughing statues and symbols, and maybe that's creepy too, but this place is just unsettling with all the sad faces. Save point. And on top of that, we have the creepy music from the temples on Oho Oasis. But as we come over here, we have a new enemy type. This is a Glurp. They have 2 attacks only, and they are basically pretty much immune to hammers and not punching, jumping. I would demonstrate that, but that seems like a silly point. I will try to steal from them, though, and see if that gets us anything. It does not. You cannot steal anything from the Glurps, and that move is just a wasted thing. Now, since we put the Soulful Brothers badge on Luigi, he can... Not that he can, but he does regenerate his brother's points, so he can use his brother's moves a lot more easily now. However, as it turns out, his attack is pretty low, so even his hand power won't be very effective against these guys. Whereas Mario does 104 damage with his hand power. Mario is definitely our killer here. Whereas Luigi does 44 when the enemy is defense down. There are no special defense stats like for the hand powers. It's all the same. The jumping, the hammers, it all falls under the same category. And here we have 2 new enemies. These are Ice Sniffets, and then behind them are Clumps. Clumps are dangerous. I didn't mean to jump on that guy, it just kind of happened. Clumps have a pretty easy attack pattern, in that they just come up to you. As soon as their club touches the ground, that's a good point to basically jump. Like, as soon as the club hits the ground, that's when you hit the jump button. And here we're going to show off the Cyclone Brothers move that we've already learned. And let's see if he does another move. Now, the unique thing about the Ice Sniffets is that they're one of the new enemies, one of the only enemies in the game that can cooperate and attack with the other Ice Sniffets at the same time, if that makes any sense. They also have another move that we might see later if they do it in the inevitable battles, but if you steal from these guys, they give you Ultra Shrooms, so that's pretty great. Free Ultra Shrooms, because they are pretty expensive in the shop. Now, as for this guy, the Clump, Clumps are kind of scary. They do a lot of damage, and they have a lot of HP. And when I say they have a lot of HP, I'm talking in the range of about 200. That's about as much as... That's more than most of the early bosses. That's as much as some of the... Like, Hermie had, like, 400 HP or something. And he had quite a bit of HP. Caclet at the midpoint had about 300 HP, and I missed that. Now, there's something he's gonna do is... I'm actually going to show this off real quick so I don't have to show it off later. I'm going to give a mushroom to Luigi, and then probably one to Mario. And then after that, we'll see his other move, where after he powers up, he will charge his club, and then this move will slide across the ground in a much slower pace, and it's a lot harder to avoid, but at the same time, it's not too hard to avoid. But at the same time, as it moves slower, it'll do a lot more damage too. Like, I'm not gonna chance it or ballpark how much damage it will do, but on my practice file, where... I can't believe I missed that. I gotta steal from one of them. But I will ballpark it, and I won't ballpark it, but I used to play baseball. That's not really relevant to the conversation, but we're waiting for a twister anyway. So here we stand here, waiting for that to come. There it goes. And this is a very unique puzzle, and I really like this mechanic where you have to keep up with the cyclone. But anyway, as I was saying, we want to steal from those guys, and on my practice file, congratulations, excellent job making it all the way here. Let me commemorate the moment with this. Take it, please. So we got some more peppers from this guy. But basically, in my practice file, in which I'm about 3 levels higher than I am here, or at least I was 3 levels higher when I got to Joke's End, even then I had a little trouble with the enemies in this area. I mean, now I'm a little bit more prepared to go up against them, but I was also taking lots of damage even at my higher levels. So we come into this main room. I wonder if you can even make it over here. And she'll taunt us yet again. And now we actually get a chance to put Luigi in the ground. Ow! Right through the ice. That's gotta hurt. According to this, to the right we have some broth soup, and we're not supposed to boil it. There we go. See, the great thing about the clumps is that they drop 1-up supers, and aside from them, those are really, really rare. Like, I think we only have like 2 or 3. 1-up supers, as a reminder, heal you to max HP when you're dead, whereas normal 1-up mushrooms just revive you with half your health. So, those are pretty great. Oh god, glurps duplicate. I am getting out of this battle. It is worth mentioning that the enemies here do give pretty good experience. So it's said not to boil it, but as science dictates, we cannot boil a thing from the top, because heat rises, I guess. So now that we're finally looking at a map, you can finally see Joke's End in all of its glory. This is a huge dungeon, and it's really long, but it's not as intimidating as it looks, which I've said for the other dungeons, but especially rings true in this case. It looks like wrapping winding mazes, but it's much more linear, and it guides you a lot more than you think. So we have our goal for this room, and it's to get up there. So we're gonna explore as such, and look at the map again, and figure out where we can go from here. Now we know there's a dead end on the far left, so we're gonna go over there first, because in RPGs you explore dead ends first. You never want to go the right way first, unless you're supposed to go the right way, and then that triggers something in the wrong way, and then that's where you're supposed to go, and geez, that is annoying. Alright, so we took care of that dead end, and also they took care of that block, which is annoying. So we're gonna break this wall that's just, you know, sitting here. And we come to the worst enemy in the game. Or one of them, at least. Now, since my speed stats aren't up to par, this is why you want to put up your speed stat, is because you got to put up with this. However, the guys in the air seem to be unusually slow, which is fine. Whatever. But when they do get to move, holy crap, do they move fast. They are extremely fast, and while they give you a good wide berth in this move, like when they're in the back, if they're in the front, they will do a ton of damage. So we're going to try to get rid of this glurp as quickly as we can. Shove Luigi in the ground, and that still didn't kill him. Luigi, you make me kind of sad. Alright, we're getting rid of this guy, because I don't like glurps or dealing with them, which just leaves us with the... These actually have unique names. They aren't called elite paratroopies. They're called something else. If I can get a thing on them. And I'm going to use Cyclone Brothers. Scaratroopy. And I'm not sure what the pun there is supposed to be, but I'm sure it's something dumb. This move is great. And it takes care of one, but just like their other counterparts, they can bring each other back to life. And I'm not even going to give them a chance to do that. Worse yet... They don't really drop anything. You can't steal anything from them, so you just want to kill them as quickly as you can. Now, however, we got a level up here, and that's pretty great. Great, great, great. And with that, we're going to put up Luigi's speed, because it hasn't been put up in pretty much forever. This is probably a useless sentiment, but we'll see what that gives us. And here we have a bean guy who's just hanging out here. I don't know how he got here. As a meteorologist, I am particularly interested in the whirlwinds that appear in the seas in this area. When rotational energy is added to warm up drafts of air, whirlwinds occur. It's quite fascinating. I would love to research this mechanism further and test it out somewhere. Now, even though that seemed kind of vague and random, that actually is important a little bit later, and I didn't catch it as a kid. That's the other move of the Ice Sniffets, by the way. And now Mario levels up. Just like Luigi. We're gonna put points into his speed too, because those glurps are surprisingly fast, and Mario's supposed to be the fast one here. But I don't mind. Oh god. Man, do I hate glurps. I am gonna get out of here, so we look at the map again. And we already see that if we go to the right, I'm already gonna tell you now, we can't go to the right. That's not where we're supposed to go. Oh wait, yes we do want to go that way. I'm a liar and a cretin for lying. Now there's another ice sniffet up here. Oh god, no. No! That freaking sniffet. However, we got plenty of room if we do that. So yeah, I guess you can get into battles in the middle bit. And as you can see here, we have a reused gimmick here from Guarhar Lagoon, because there isn't really any other way to, you know, express this puzzle, I suppose. And, you know, didn't want to make new sprites of, like, spiky, icy rolling cylinders, and I need to stop getting greedy here, because that is... Oh, God. Come on. There we go. So hitting this block will open a door for us. And this is the way we need to go in order to do that. Now this seems to be going fast, but all you gotta do there is get murdered. But no. You gotta sort of figure out to get into the front, near the front, as close to one behind them as you can. We're not gonna look at the map because this part is fairly straightforward. This part is unique in that you just gotta be ready to go when the machine goes. And that is how you do it. That is a little tricky to get the timing on the first couple times, but it's not too bad. Now that we've made it through here, we've come to this room, we've come around full circle, and we look around, and we got super shrooms, we got Hoobeans. The number of Hoobeans in this area is almost offensive, and you haven't seen it yet, but oh how you will see it. How you will see it. I'm not gonna fight that guy. The fights with these enemies in this area can take a really long time, especially with the glurps who move slow, but they actually have a high speed stat, so we don't want to go back in there. That's kind of ridiculous. What we did open was this door down here, and if we look around in here, there's another door over there, and a save block. We want to hit this, though, I do believe. I think this way leads to a dead end, and we like dead ends. Yeah, this way leads to a dead end. I'm pretty certain of that. You want to check up on top of these blocks, though, because usually suspicious level, high-level things, suspicious altitudes that don't go anywhere are suspicious and might have goodies in them, and Joke's End has a number of them. It has a number of hidden goodies, being an untouched crypt filled with treasures of the history, and that is not a treasure, and that is an insult, and I'm not hitting that rally block because I don't want to do it, and you don't want to watch me do it, and it's just no fun. So now that we've come down this way, we've come under a thing. We're not quite there yet. I'm kind of getting the timing wrong on this, but here we go. This is also suspicious, and I'm gonna go up on this thing, see if there's... Aha! So here we have some sausages. Actually, they're logs. Mario and Luigi do not get to eat sausages. We're gonna break the rules, and we are actually gonna heat up that joke broth. So the jokes were so bad, and they brought them here to die, and then they condensed them into soup form, and you're not supposed to boil this soup, so it's not supposed to be drank, or what? What happens if you drink it? This place is creepy. Joke broth? I'm guessing this stuff tastes pretty nasty, so if we were listening to that meteorologist, he said that spinning energy in rising heat causes whirlwinds, blah, 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 blah. I mean, I'm no science major, so I'm not going to claim to understand anything, but putting this up here allows us to finally get up here and reach where Jojoro was like, I wonder if you can make it up here, and the answer is we can. This is where the real challenge starts. Look, you should probably just give up and go home. What a piece of work she is. How However, as I push Luigi into the ground to get this thing and ignore that glurp... Oh god, there's another one. Interestingly, I didn't actually mean to run away, but this is a good time to mention that if you run away, there's no backing out. You have to keep running away, and if you try to cancel it, you can't. You just keep running out of money. Anyway, what I wanted to say before I got into a fight with that terrible glurp, you stay away from me, is that we've actually come to a good cut point. This actually concludes the first section of Joke's End, and this will make a good dividing point for us to start the next section of Joke's End, where things will get really interesting, let me assure you of that. So if you want to see more of Joke's End, I'm going to hit the save block again, I'm just going to have to hope to see somebody in the next one. Alright, bye-bye.